Elara, a young shepherdess known for her unwavering faith, bravery, and strength, lived a simple life. She lived in a valley blessed by nature, sunlight, and ancient traditions which was sacred. Her days were filled with tending her flock, singing hymns, and finding solace in the beauty around her. She found joy in the quiet beauty of nature, in the sound of flowing water, green grass, and the valley. One day, a fierce storm descended upon the valley, scattering her flock of sheep. The storm plunged the land into darkness that they could barely see each other's face. In the chaos, her most beloved lamb, a young gentle creature named Lumi, wandered off. Being so young, Lumi wandered off into the treacherous mountains all alone and without a direction. Elara, despite the storm's fury and the warnings of her elders, felt a deep conviction to save her one beloved lamb. She felt a deep conviction in her heart that she must find Lumi. "Not one of mine shall be missing," she said bravely to herself. Despite leaving other flocks behind, she must find Lumi not just for the lamb's sake, but as a test of her faith and courage. Doubt crept up on her, because she knew she couldn't do it by her own strength. Elara's life was one of simple devotion, dedication, and contentment. Each dawn, she led her flock to graze in the sun-drenched meadows, something she looked forward to every passing day with utmost cheerfulness. Her voice, clear and strong, echoed through the valley as she sang ancient hymns of praise. The sheep, familiar with her gentle guidance, followed her every step without doubt. Lumi, the smallest and gentlest of the flock, was always closest to Elara, resting in her bosom at every given chance. Its wool was as white as fresh snow, weak and gentle, but in its eyes held an innocent curiosity and longing to explore. They were inseparable, their bond a testament to Elara's loving care. It was dear to her heart, especially. The dreaded thunderstorm arrived like a thief at night, without an announcement. Dark clouds gathered overhead in full force, blotting out the sun and casting an eerie shadow as though it had been waiting to overpower other sources of nature. The wind howled like a hungry wolf, screaming from the mountain's top. Rain lashed down in sheets, turning the meadows into a muddy swamp, stealing the beauty of the colors in the field. The sheep, panicked by the sudden chaos, scattered in all directions. Not even the Boise they've always obeyed could calm the chaos at the moment. Elara tried to gather them, her voice strained against the wind's fury. It felt like her years of dedicated experience and stewardship was failing her. But the storm was too strong. The sheep, too frightened. Nothing prepared Elara and her flock for such a time. In the confusion, Lumi disappeared. Her very own Lumi, whom she loved and cherished specially. Elara searched frantically, calling Lumi's name until her voice was hushed. "A bond has been threatened, bond tested. I can't fail Lumi," she said as she kept running. But the wind swallowed her cries like an angry ocean, and the rain blurred her vision without mercy. Fear knotted her heart as she imagined Lumi lost and alone in the storm. She wept and made a prayer for strength and courage and asked God to keep Lumi safe. Returning to the village, the elders' faces edged with concern. Advices her to wait. "This is an unusual thunderstorm," they said. "It's not safe out there. Besides, it's just one lamb," one of them said. "The mountain is treacherous, especially in such a storm," they warned. "Even more furious now," Elara said. "Not one of my flock will be missing. I will find Lumi. No one can survive these conditions, let alone a lamb. She's risking too much leaving other flocks for just Lumi." The elder wondered with a heart full of worry, but Elara's heart wouldn't allow her to abandon Lumi. Lumi was very dear to her. It was not just about a lamb, it was a testament of love and bond. Her faith, unwavering and deep, made her know that she had to try her courage renewed. It felt like a sign she had been waiting for. She had to trust that God would guide her and protect her. That was her only strength now, since no one believed she could still find Lumi. She remembered the powerful stories her grandmother always told her about how people of faith overcame battles courageously. Stories of faith moving mountains and love conquering all. Her hope renewed and courage filled her heart. These stories fueled her spirit of determination and molded a greater part of her personality. As a brave shepherd, she knew that her journey would be difficult and dangerous, considering the strength of the storm. But love knows no bound. She also knew that she could not rest until she found Lumi, her beloved gentle lamb. She had to make the sacrifice. The lamb was not just a part of her flock, it has become her identity, and identity of true companionship and nurture. It was a symbol of her faith, a testament to her commitment which needs to be proven, and she would do anything in her powers to bring it home. Her mind was truly made up. The level of conviction she needed was truly attained. As the storm raged on, Elara prepared for her journey, a move that will either make or break her. She packed a small bag with bread and water and wrapped herself in a thick cloth, thick enough to shield her against the wind. Her heart pounded with a mixture of fear and determination. Poor Elara. Sacrifice has to be made. She knew that the great high mountain would test her in ways she couldn't imagine. She needed to be brave, but she also knew that her faith would see her through. So she prayed to God for help and guidance. With a final prayer on her lips, she stepped out into the storm. Will she defeat the great thunderstorm, or the storm would break her? In her heart, her faith was her shield. Her love for Lumi, her strength, and her determination, her compass. She kept on bravely. With head raised high, she knew she could not fail. It was a battle between her and the great storm. She would find Lumi no matter the cost. I am a good shepherdess. I will fight for mine. The valley was now a distant memory, a memory that would bring her glory. If she comes out victorious, the mountain now became her present reality, a reality that she had to live and fight with, and her faith was her future hope, a hope now filled with uncertainty. With the great storm still raging, driven by her unwavering belief, Elara embarked on a perilous journey into the high mountains. She faced treacherous cliffs where the wind threatened to throw her into the abyss. Her faith is tested. She began to question her decision. Strong howling winds whipped around her, carrying the sting of freezing icy rain that almost got her frozen into an ice. The chilling fear of the unknown gnawed at her, whispering doubts in her ear. Do you want to continue? Along her path, she encountered a hermit, weathered and wise, sitting near a mega fire. His eyes, deep set and knowing, held all the secrets of the mountain that would help her succeed in her quest. She knew it was a miracle. He shared stories of the mountain's dangers, of sudden avalanches and deceptive paths. He spoke of the importance of unwavering faith, a light to guide through darkness. The mountain tests the heart of those who are brave enough. Only true belief can see you through. Don't waver in the faith that made you set out on this journey. He said. Elara listened intently, her heart pounding with a mixture of fear and resolve. Can I pull through with this? She wondered in her mind, thanking the hermit. Elara pressed on her faith, her only guide, the only compass leading her. She climbed higher, the air growing thinner, the landscape more desolate. Days blurred into a relentless cycle of climbing, searching and praying. Just as her hope began to wane, she heard a faint bleating carried on the wind. "Did I hear right?" Elara asked. It was Lumi, my beloved lamb, crying out from a distance. Her heart leaped with joy, renewed determination surging through her veins. "I lost you once, but not again, this time." Oh, Elara, the true love of a shepherdess following the sound. She carefully navigated a narrow edge, peering into the depths below. There, trapped in a deep ravine, was Lumi. Elara's eyes full of pain, wondering what her little lamb must have been through. The lamb looked up at her, its eyes filled with fear and a glimmer of hope. Without hesitation, Elara began her descent. "This is what I came for," she said. The ravine walls were steep and treacherous, loose old rocks tumbling with every step. But Elara focused on Lumi, her love for the lamb giving her strength. Finally, she reached the bottom that represents a test of her faith, courage, and bravery. Lumi ran to her, nuzzling against her leg, its bleeding now filled with relief. Oh, poor Lumi. Elara scooped up the lamb, holding it close, feeling its warmth against her cheek. The climb back up was even more difficult with Lumi in her arms, but she continued courageously. Elara persevered, her faith unwavering, strength unmatched, just like a true hero. Finally, they reached the top, exhausted but safe. A deep breath of relief. Together, Elara and Lumi began their journey back to the valley where her bravery will be cheered. The great storm had subsided, the clouds parting to reveal a sliver of moon. The valley below sparkled with a renewed sense of peace. Peace they longed for to return. Their bond was strengthened by the trials they had overcome, a trial that seemed so big for Elara. Elara knew that her faith had been tested, and she had not been found with eyes lifted and a bright smile. She knew that she didn't fail. She had faced her fears, braved the mountain, and rescued her beloved little lamb. As they walked, Elara sang a hymn of gratitude, her voice echoing through the mountains. Lumi nestled in her arms, its soft wool a comforting presence. It knew that the shepherdess did not abandon it. There was a brave shepherdess and her lamb returning home, their hearts full of love and faith. The valley welcomed them back with open arms. The villagers rejoiced at their safe return. "Such a great hero!" they chanted and cheered. Elara knew that this experience would stay with her forever. It was not just saving a lost sheep. It was a testament she had learned the true meaning of faith, the power of love, and the importance of perseverance. And as she looked at Lumi, she knew that their bond was unbreakable. It was beyond being just a shepherdess. They were more than just a shepherdess and her lamb. They were family. Two hearts that exists in love and loyalty. The experience had changed them both. It made them know how much they meant to each other. Elara had proven her faith and trust in God, which made her feel just like the great people of faith. Her grandmother always told her about Lumi, had been glad that it was found and brought back home where peace and calm dwells, and the valley was safe once more after the wrath of the great thunderstorm. As the sun began to rise, painting the sky with hues of gold and pink, Elara and Lumi rested closely. They were grateful for the journey and the valuable lessons it taught them. They were grateful for each other and for the unwavering faith that had brought them through. The valley was quiet once more. Elara and Lumi were safe and never left each other's company at all times. Their story would be told for generations to come, the tale of the shepherdess who braved the mountain for her beloved lamb. a testament to the power of faith and love of a true shepherdess. A reminder that even in the darkest of times, one can always be found when you look within and trust in God wholeheartedly. If one only believes. The end. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Christian stories. Always remember that the Lord our Shepherd is always by our side.